Hello everyone again. So we're interested in making some matrices. So these are extensions of the vectors we've seen previously. So a vector is just a one-dimensional list of numbers, and a matrix is a two-dimensional list of numbers. So I'm going to open a script file that I've got ready on the desktop. Okay. Let me comment this out for a moment. So we're interested in telling MATLAB about our matrix, my matrix. So this is a 5 by 5 matrix. It has 5 rows and 5 columns. And those rows and columns are filled with either zeros or ones. So I'm going to show you two ways to do this to start with. First of all, we can write this out as it is. So if I clear the screen, we can say my matrix is equal to, and now the notation is exactly the same as we used previously for vectors. So we know it's 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. But now we need the next row. And the way we tell MATLAB to start a new row is using a semicolon. And then we can continue 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, semicolon, third row, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay? I'm going to make this a bit bigger so we can fit that all on the same line. And now if you run this file, that's it. Here. So our matrix that MATLAB can understand is exactly the same as the original matrix here. So that's the first way of generating this matrix. There are other ways. So we could start off with an empty matrix. And MATLAB has a command called zeros, without the E. I always get confused because it's the English American spelling again of zeros. And we want a 5 by 5 matrix, so we can tell we just want 5 rows and 5 columns. And MATLAB will default to a square matrix of 5 by 5. Now if I run this, my matrix is now a 5 by 5 matrix with zeros in every element, every row and column is full of zeros. But we can begin to tell MATLAB which rows are ones, which within each row, which elements are ones. So the notation is as follows: my matrix. We say we want to use the first, with round brackets. The first row in columns 2 and 3 have ones. So columns 2, column 3 have ones in them. Similarly, in the next row, row 2, 1, 4 and 5 have 1. And we can continue to fill in this matrix exactly the same way. So finally, the fifth row, the first and third columns have 1 in them. Okay? And then to show the complete matrix, I'm just going to type in the name. Okay, so if again I run this, if I comment out this line to show you that we're actually getting it from these commands, I'm going to run this again, and we get exactly the same matrix to the second way. Okay? So exactly as there's a command called zeros, there's also a command called ones. And as you might guess, that creates a matrix that's just full of ones. Okay? But in a minute, we'll find when we're using biograph that in our matrices, we definitely don't want the diagonal elements to have ones in them. We want them to all be 0. So if I comment out, I'm just going to delete these, I'll comment them out. So we want to make sure that each element of the diagonal is 0. So again, I'm going to have a new matrix. I'm going to say it's all full of 1s, and I'm going to say there's now 5 elements again, 5 rows and 5 columns. There's a couple of ways to do this, but the way I'm going to show you is by iterating through each row and column, each item in the diagonal, one by one. So we need to use a for loop. Again, a for loop starts with for and ends with end. We're going to use a variable, say k, and say that goes from 1 to size of my matrix. And it doesn't matter whether we take the rows or the columns because it's the same, so I'm just going to say my matrix 1. And now, for each k, we need to say my matrix, the kth row and the kth column. So the element that corresponds to the kth row and the kth column, so this is all the diagonals, is equal to 0. And finally, I'll just output my matrix. So if I run that, okay, made a mistake. I've just missed out my in the name of the variable. So let's run that one more time. Okay, so that was the original matrix which had all 1s in it, and now I've set each element in the diagonal to be 0. Okay.